never imagined that my grand-stepson forced me to do this with his friend. Hi, I'm Helga, and I'm 72 years old. This is the real story of my life after my husband passed away. After losing my husband 3 years ago, life turned into a blur. My days were empty, my nights colder than ever. We had shared 45 years of marriage, a bond so deep that his absence felt like an unending void. I tried to find solace in my routines, gardening, knitting, and watching old movies, but the silence of my house was unbearable. My family tried to support me, particularly Dietrich, my 30-year-old step-grandson. He had always been close to me, almost like a son. He started visiting more frequently, bringing groceries, helping with repairs, and staying for tea. His presence was comforting, a small reprieve from my loneliness. One evening, Dietrich introduced me to his friend, Lucas. Lucas was in his late 30s, charming, and full of life. He had an air of curiosity about him, always asking about my life and interests. He seemed genuinely fascinated by my stories of youth, the world I had seen, and the love I had lost. At first, I thought nothing of it. Lucas was just a kind man, eager to connect with people. But his visits became more frequent. Sometimes, he would show up alone, bringing flowers or a book he thought I'd enjoy. It felt strange at first, having someone so much younger show so much interest. But I couldn't deny the warmth it brought into my lonely world. Lucas had a way of making me feel seen, alive, and beautiful, something I hadn't felt in years. One evening, as we sat in my living room, sipping tea, Lucas leaned forward. His voice was gentle but firm. "Helga," he said, "you deserve happiness, no matter what anyone thinks. Life is too short to live in the shadows of loss." I was taken aback. His words felt too intimate, too raw. But they awakened something in me, a longing I had buried deep inside. That night, I couldn't sleep. Memories of my youth flooded my mind, the passion I once shared with my husband, the dreams we built together. And now, here was this young man, stirring emotions I thought I had left behind forever. The turning point came when Dietrich approached me. His demeanor was uncharacteristically serious. "Grandma," he began hesitantly, "Lucas really likes you. And I think you should give this a chance." I was stunned. Was my own grandson encouraging this? It felt absurd, almost inappropriate. But Dietrich was insistent. "You've been alone for too long," he said. "Lucas could bring you happiness again." I wrestled with my emotions for days. Could I really do this? Was it right? What would people think? Finally, I decided to confront Lucas. I invited him over, determined to set boundaries and clear the air. But when he arrived, all my rehearsed words evaporated. "Helga," he said, his voice trembling, "I know this is unconventional, but I can't help how I feel. You've shown me a depth of kindness and wisdom I've never encountered before. I don't care about the age difference. I just want to make you happy." Tears filled my eyes. His sincerity was undeniable. In that moment, I realized that life is not about conforming to societal norms, but about finding joy wherever it exists. Our relationship began cautiously. We kept it private, fearing judgment from family and friends. Lucas's respect and care for me were unwavering, and for the first time since my husband's death, I felt alive. But secrecy comes with its challenges. Dietrich, despite his initial support, struggled to reconcile his feelings. The rest of the family eventually found out, and the backlash was intense. "Helga, this is madness," my eldest son exclaimed. "What will people say?" I stood my ground. "I've spent my entire life caring about what others think," I said. "Now, I'm choosing happiness." Lucas and I faced many obstacles, but we also found unexpected allies. Some family members came around, seeing the genuine connection we shared. In the end, our love wasn't about defying age or conventions. It was about two souls finding each other in the unlikeliest of circumstances, proving that love knows no boundaries, not of age, not of time, not of expectation. This story touches on love, loss, and societal expectations.